time for my 20-minute ab session. We are going to get into this. This is one of my favorite workouts, especially when I have a busy day ahead of me and a long drive. So because of that, I just want to get something in. Ab session's a great thing when you don't have a lot of time. So we are going to just stretch it out a little bit before we get started. Oh, this feels so good. I felt like I needed to move around your back. Then stretch up, around your back, stretch out, one side and then the other, and let's get going. So the first one we're going to do are standing 3-way crunches. So with these, I want you to squeeze, crunch to this side with both elbows on the side, both in front, both to the other side. And we are just going to repeat, repeat, repeat. It's awesome for 1 minute. So your legs do not move at all. I want you to squeeze so hard. You can hold weights if you want to. I'm going to pick up some 3s, because why not? My abs, I can tell you, are definitely sore from the balance workout. That is one of the reasons I love it. So you should feel it in your obliques when you crunch to the side. Three, 2, 1, and done. Awesome. Okay, we're not going to take a lot of breaks in between, so we want to make the most of our time. All right, the next one that we're going to be doing is, you know that I like when we're making this rotation in our trunk, right? So, because what you really have to do is squeeze those muscles so tight. So you're going to go in this motion, almost like you're making a figure 8. Again, you can hold weights. I want you really twisting, squeezing all of these muscles. Make them work. Everything has to be tight. Squeeze those core muscles as hard as you can. When you need a break, take it. So you're getting that rotation, you're really squeezing. And you're also obviously working your shoulders, your biceps. Get that twist in there. As you get more tired, you're going to limit the range of motion, and I don't want you to do that. You want that great twist. Woo. Have a little water. Okay. The next one that we are going to be doing is laying on our sides. Okay, you are going to have a weight behind your head, and you're going to crunch and crunch. We are working these oblique muscles. If you have love handles and hate them, as I did for many years before I started working out with these weights, this is a great, great exercise. If you work them, they will respond. Okay, so straighten that leg, squeeze. If you're not using a weight, just make sure you're not pulling on your head. Your finger should be lightly behind your head. You can also put your hand right there. You should feel those muscles engage. If you can only get to here, it's fine. Don't worry about touching your elbow to your knee. But if you can, we want the maximum squeeze. So whatever the maximum squeeze is for you is what you do. Less than 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, done. I know I did a minute on each side because I thought, why not? This is, we want to make the most of our time. This is a phenomenal exercise. I love it. And it is truly a problem area. For years, just tried every way to cover it up because having love handles is not about being thin or overweight. It's just, it happens no matter what your body type is. But you can fight against it, but to fight against it, you got to put in the effort. What do they say? The road to insanity? Continuing to do the exact same thing and expecting different results. If you do not take care of yourself, if you don't get up and move your body and drink a lot of water and pay more attention to what you're putting in your body, nothing's going to change. And I feel like there's so much negativity surrounding social media, but then we can also get on here together and take care of ourselves and use it for good. Social media does a lot of good, but I'm saying I think it gets a lot of negative press. I think mainly because one of the reasons is because it just really promotes a lot of like couch surfing, Good morning. Oh, you too, Charlena. Just a lot of times sitting around, and not where you could be doing other things. Okay, the next exercise that we are going to do, we do need our mat. You do need some weights. We are going to pull down. We are going to pretend like we are in the gym spending hundreds of dollars for our membership, but we're only pretending, right? So there's a machine that has cables, and you grab these handles, and on the other ends of the cables are weights, and you put little pins into the weights to create whatever weight you want on the end. And you squeeze your ab muscles and try to get your elbows to your thighs by crunching. And then you also have to squeeze on the way up because you don't want to let the handles fly up and the weights crash, right? So we're going to mimic that exact same exercise without the cost of a gym membership. Squeeze and back up. So you can go as heavy as you want with the weights, obviously within reason. Normally, I would probably start with 8s and do those for maybe 10 seconds and then drop to the 5s. And sometimes I've been known to drop again to the 3s. But because of my elbow, I'm starting with the 3s and it's cool. Keep going. Squeeze those ab muscles, make them work. So what I do is inhale on the way up. Exhale when I'm crunching. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, done. Awesome. My goal with you guys and myself is just to have fun while we do this, to not just create a bunch of really boring ab exercises that you've seen 100 times. So that is one of my passions, is creating new ones for us to do because they challenge us and they keep it interesting and fun. I'm all about fun, for sure, even when I work out. Okay, so with this one, you're going to be, again, doing a figure 8. And while you're doing the figure 8, you're going to be bicycling. And it's awesome and challenging. You're going to be on those sit bones, okay? Those are those bones right here. If you've ever done yoga or Pilates, you'll know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So get on those sit bones. If you wobble all over the place, that's okay because you're still working hard. YouTube keeps flashing on and off. I have no idea what's happening. So if you're on YouTube, I'm sorry. It's not me. This is a challenging exercise, so absolutely take those breaks. Let me see what's going on with YouTube. You guys keep going. I don't know why it keeps flashing. It says we're live. It's counting. So I have no idea why. I will lower you guys a little bit though. Okay, 3, 2, 1, done. I know that is a butt kicker. One of the reasons we're here. Okay, now we're gonna lean back, okay? And as you lean back, I want you to go vertebrae by vertebrae, roll down. Vertebrae by vertebrae, roll up. So this is like a slow sit-up with a weight, please. Work hard. You may need to tuck your feet under your couch or have your kids hold your feet or have the family dog sit on your feet, whatever. So this is our motion. So we're going to do about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to roll down and the same to roll up. Now I want you squeezing the whole time, and I would also like you to have a little bit heavier weight. 5, 6, 7. Squeeze. It is challenging and gets more challenging as the minute goes on to keep your pace and to not start rushing. 3, 2, 1, done. Good stuff. Okay, so next we are going to lay all the way back. You are going to put your knees at a 90-degree angle. Okay, so you're going to roll this way. Not roll, sorry. You're going to lower your legs to one side, lower your legs to the other. The trick is you want to keep the small of your back on the ground as much as possible. So as you go like this, you're going to start to feel it come up when you get about here. That's when you move to the other side. But you have to fight against it. So don't just like go until your back starts to come up. As you're moving to the side, you are fighting to keep the small of your back on the ground. That's when you're going to feel the real burn in your abs, and it's fantastic. Keep your arms out to the side because you need that balance. So fight to keep the small of your back on the ground. And then when it really starts to come up, that's when you go to the other side. You've got this. Come on. You've got to breathe. You're going to want to hold your breath with these. Don't do it ever. So you see how much I'm fighting. You can hear it in my moans and groans. It's because I am fighting. If you're not fighting, you're not doing it right. If you're just like kind of loosey-goosey, that's not what I want. I want you to be fighting to keep the small of your back on the ground, and then when you can't That's when you go the other side. And we're done with that one. I'm just taking a minute. Okay, back to obliques. One of my favorites. You're gonna reach for your heels. Your obliques are going to be screaming at you, maybe crying a little bit. That's okay. Take the breaks when you need them. Fight through, finish the minute, don't quit. I know it burns. That's how you know it's working. If you can't touch your fingertips to your foot, that's okay. But you need to be crunching. Your obliques should already be feeling this. If they're not, you are not crunching enough. Squeeze. I usually inhale right here and exhale as I go to touch. Now, what you don't want to do is like sit up too much. You're kind of staying with your head and shoulders just a little bit off the ground. If you need to rest your neck for a second, just take your break, go again. I didn't set the timer. Take another break, and we're gonna go 10 more seconds. That feels so good. All of these exercises feel so good. There's such a burn, but there's really something good about it. Okay, next, you are going to have one leg straight, one leg bent. The opposite from your bent leg, your arm is behind your head. It is lightly behind your head. You don't pull on your neck. And you're gonna crunch. Okay, again, please do not pull on your head. There's no pulling involved. It's all your ab muscles doing the work. You're gonna do 45 seconds on one side, 45 seconds on the other. Your arm is out to the side. If you can't get your elbow all the way to your knee, so be it. Exhale on the crunch. Don't pull on your head. You have to really squeeze. When you need a break, you take it. There is no shame in taking breaks. Other side. You have to really squeeze. Exhale when you come back up. Whatever you do, don't hold your breath and don't pull on your neck. Your ab muscles are bringing your upper body towards your knee. It's not from you pulling on your head. We got this. Come on. We don't quit. We just take breaks when we need to. You are totally capable. You can do this. Good job. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, get a weight. Not super heavy. I'm getting a 5. This is our last exercise because I got to go. Okay, we're gonna do rainbows. Touch it down next to you. Touch it down next to you. Your feet and knees stay together. You do not let your knees flop to one side, okay? Everything stays straight. Your upper body is the only thing moving. Squeeze. I know, This is the way I always used to tweak my back before I worked out with weights. I would turn around to get something, or I would spin and pick up my kids, or I'd have my kids on my hip dancing, tweak my back. Happened all the time. Does not happen anymore. I do not have time for that. Yay! All right, guys. We are done. Stretch it out. Hands and feet as far away from each other as they will go, and press your tailbone into the ground. Oh, feels so good. And just put one leg across and look in the opposite direction and stretch that back out, because you know you just got it going also. Oh, so good. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for joining me. I am driving up to Massachusetts for the weekend. I'm going to try to do something tomorrow morning. I just have no idea what time. And I will not be on Sunday morning or Monday morning. Okay, so just plan your schedule. I have hundreds, legitimately hundreds of videos on my Facebook page, on YouTube. So just access them. If you want, if you're trying to figure out what to do, just work a body part that you haven't worked in a while. Do chest and back. Do my bun day. Do my bi, tri, and shoulder workout. There's tons of them. But have a beautiful day. I will update later with the time. Bye. I love you. Bye.